What's up, everybody? Jack Farr here on behalf of Box to Box Football. Obviously, I'm here with James. And yeah, we got the World Cup qualifiers for Qatar 2022. We've had the England squad that was announced today. Obviously, this is not strictly the squad that is going to make it for Euro 2021, but you'd imagine it's going to provide somewhat of a good inkling as to what the team is actually going to look like and what the squad is going to look like. Hopefully we'll link it in the description, maybe put a link in the video here. Myself, Lorcan, Mikey and James actually looked at what we think, the England squad should look like for that Euro 2020 championship in the summer. But we think that this squad right now is going to give us a really good inkling. And James, I don't know about you, but just before we get into it here, some pretty shocking absences and some pretty shocking inclusions. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I think it was quite surprising. But what I want people to understand is that this is not Gareth Southgate's final team. A couple of people are open arms to see players left out for various reasons. But like as we know, this is not the team that he's actually going to pick. I feel like what Gareth Southgate has not only done with this team is kind of give out some warnings to these guys that everyone expects you to play, but if you're not up to scratch, I may not take you.
And James, I'll be honest, I'm not against that. I don't know about you. I like that. That's kind of going out of the game, and that's the kind of stuff we still need in the game, right?
Yeah. I feel like the notion of the way footballers are today, it's almost like if you don't pat them on the back every 2 seconds, if you don't make them feel love, it's going to be a problem. Nah, if a manager lets you know that, you're not getting picked today, that should give a player more reason to want to work hard and want to show him the reason why he deserves to be in the team. But we'll get into it a bit more now.
So I think huge props to Sam Johnston for making the England squad. He's had actually a pretty good year with West Brom. A couple of standout man of the match level performances. I'm certainly not very high on Jordan Pickford. He would have been my, maybe my third goalkeeper, but maybe my fourth goalkeeper. And when we did the Euro 2021 squad, he wouldn't have made my squad. Gareth Southgate seems to be thinking along the same lines. No Jordan Pickford, even in the squad. Nick Pope, Dean Henderson, and Sam Johnston ahead of him. James, what's your reaction to that?
It's a bit of a shock one to me.
I agree.
If I'm being honest, because I think when Gareth Southgate likes a guy, you'd expect him to do his best to put him in the team, and to see Jordan not there is a bit of a shock. But the fact of the matter is, you have to take away, his form hasn't been great this year. If you're basing your picks on form, it just hasn't been up to scratch. Too many mistakes, too many errors leading to goals, and it got to the point where he got dropped for Everton. So is it a surprise? No, not really. Do I expect him to go to the Euros? Deep down, I do. But if he doesn't go, would I be surprised? No.
And James, I got to be honest. The goalkeeper who replaced him at Everton is the Roma third string goalkeeper. Really, at this point, Robin Olsen, who I have first-hand experience of watching, is not a good goalkeeper. He's not done anything too shocking while in an Everton shirt, but that cannot be the long-term answer for Everton Football Club. So I am surprised. I've got to be honest. I thought he would still make it. I'm glad he's not there because to me, he's just a mistake waiting to happen. And as your third string goalkeeper, you just want a guy who's basically going to come in and not fuck it up. The most shocking absence, and this is the one where I know Henry Winter wrote a column about how this really, I don't think long-term is going to go down very well. No Trent Alexander-Arnold in the squad. Myself, Lorcan and Mikey, this was our starting right wing back in the Euros. James, can you explain this decision at all?
Is it a bit of a shock when I really think about it? Is it really that big of a shock? No, not really, because Trent this year just hasn't been that great. We point to his going forward and his ability to cross the ball. He is the best in the game right now as a fullback. Just like outstanding. His technique is like David Beckham. His free kicks, his ability to whip the ball into the box is brilliant. But going backwards, and he hasn't been great. And based on Liverpool's form and his form, I'm not surprised. The fact of the matter is that he also got dropped by Jurgen Klopp this year. He on not just one occasion, on a number of occasions this time, and even sometimes dragged off around the 16th minute. And as a fullback, you getting taken off is unacceptable.
Right.
So to everyone else, it's a surprise. I can understand where Gareth Southgate is like coming from, and it's a bit of a kick to the stomach for Trent, or a kick up the bum for Trent Alexander-Arnold to kind of get his form back together, because we know what type of quality he possesses. And if England are going to go for the three at the back, and especially you want a marauding fullback, like Trent would expect to be your guy, but just hopefully he can just pick up his form.
Yeah, I mean, James, looking at the names here, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, and Reece James, all three of those guys have been better this season than Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't think that's up for debate. To me, this is a young kid. This is the face of FIFA, lest we forget. This guy's advertising FIFA, like the main promotional one in the UK. I don't love this from Gareth Southgate. That's all I'll say. If he was kind of at mid-20s, like a wily vet who needs to kick up the arse, I'd be like, okay. But this is that younger kid, younger generation. Even if he doesn't start, I still think he needs to feel included in the squad. Yeah. Or else the form will just continue to dip. Do you not think?
But the fact of the matter is that you said he's not a wily vet. I think a vet would understand why he isn't playing. A young player sometimes needs to be told why you're not playing, because your form isn't good enough. And this thing about wrapping these players in like cotton wool and sometimes not being scared to offend them. Like, yes, he's been amazing for the past 2-3 seasons. Like right now, but he has to face his reality right now. Right. I think Trent is a brilliant fullback going forward. I think like going backwards, he isn't.
Right. Great. Speaking of fullbacks, the guy that I'm really going to live and die by, I want in my Euro squad, is WanBissaka. I think this is arguably the most valuable substitute who's going to go to the European Championships. And you might call that a little short-sighted, and maybe you're right. But to me, when you lead in a game, nothing is greater as defensive control over whoever the left winger you're going to face is going to be than somebody like WanBissaka. He's had a great year at Manchester United, very generally speaking. A couple of goals, couple of assists. We know how good he is defensively. Is this a bit of a shame for him to miss out, James, or do you think it's warranted?
Should he go to the Euros? Go check our Euros 2021 video predicting the team that Gareth Southgate should take. I'll leave that to you guys. But looking at him overall, does he fit the England system?
Right.
If we're being honest, I don't think so.
No.
Maybe if they do, like you say, bring him on. Let's say when England kind of need to defend, yeah. But maybe in a 3, and like he plays as like the third centre back. But going forward and having him bomb on if England have the ball, I can see why he doesn't go. I can understand it. But from an overall defender, I want him in the team. Personally, sure. I want him in the team, but I can clearly understand why he doesn't go. It just doesn't fit Gareth Southgate's mold in system.
It's always bothered me that with WanBissaka, because he was a winger and then moved to fullback. So to me, you'd imagine his attacking skill set would be better than his defensive skill set. It's funny how that's kind of been lost in translation. So a couple other names, James, who have made it, who I guess it's a little bit of a shock. I mean, he's on a bit of a hot streak, but a hot streak of 3 games, does that warrant Jesse Lingard getting in the England squad?
It's a bit more than 3 games. It
is? Okay, all right.
It's a bit more like, we'll give him 6 or 7. To be fair, Jesse,
okay.
I feel like, Jesse's picked up his form. Credit to him. I was so happy to see him, like, especially on his West Ham debut, to score them 2 goals. And just to get his confidence up and see him back dancing and have him playing with a smile on his face. It's great. But it just shows you what, like, the past has done for you, for a player like Jesse Lingard, him being in an England team before, Gareth, like Gareth Southgate, knowing his qualities and like seeing what he has been able to do for on a big stage like the World Cup does help Jesse Lingard so much. And I genuinely do believe in my heart of hearts that Gareth Southgate is rooting for Jesse Lingard. He wants to find a way to put him in this England team, and we've already seen with him bringing him in, but. If I'm being honest, when everyone's fit, like players like Jordan Henderson, I don't think he goes. If I'm truly being honest, I think there's players who performed better this year for a longer period of time.
James, I've got a laundry list of players, and I know how fond you are of Harvey Barnes. I think Harvey Barnes is at this point in time twice the player of somebody like Jesse Lingard.
But it just shows you with a lot of absence. Like Harvey Barnes is out for 6 weeks. Right. Jordan Henderson has been out for a while, so I think he's in because there's a lot of misses in like the England team due to injuries. Even James Maddison, he's been missing for a while, so you can see why he isn't playing.
I don't see Jack Grealish on the list either, which is kind of an interesting one. Anyway, I just thought I would mention one that I'm pretty proud of here, Ollie Watkins. I'm delighted for Ollie Watkins. I really, really am. I think he has position versatility. He has the work rate, I think, that Southgate's looking for. And I think he's coming into this team knowing that he's probably not going to be fighting for a starting position. But when he comes on off the bench, he's got a point to prove. I love Ollie Watkins' inclusion. As we talked about in the video, guys, please go check that out. James, you know he was one of my forwards who I wanted to take. So I'm over the moon. What do you make of Ollie Watkins' inclusion?
Again, going for what he's done this season, yeah, it's good to see him in his team, but I'm more confident of the team that we picked to go to Euros than the team we've seen today. Like Ollie Watkins, good player, big fan of him, Arsenal fan too. That's cool, but when you're missing players like a Jaden Sancho, who I don't know why he hasn't been picked for some reason. You can understand why Ollie Watkins go. He might get a cap here or there, but I don't see him going to the Euros. If I'm being honest.
Perfect segue. Jaden Sancho, why is he not making the squad for you?
This like me looking at the team that he picked. Like overall, I feel more confident from what we've done in like the team we picked. Because I feel like if this team goes to the Euros, I don't think that they make it out of the group stages. If I'm being honest.
Wow. Okay.
Just a lot of admissions there, but
I was going to say it looks like a team that gets knocked out in the first knockout round. That's the only difference, I'd say.
Listen, we know what England are like in international tournaments, so you bottle it like Tottenham all the time. But like, just overall, like I don't think Jaden Sancho would be quaking in his boots because I feel like coming to the start of the season he wasn't great, but since like around Christmas time, he's really kicked on, and like you've seen the quality from him. He's been linking up with Erling Haaland in like showing his ability. I fully expect him to go to Euros, so I don't think he'll be that bad. And also, I feel like one of the reasons why he wasn't picked was because of the traveling restrictions and also the quarantine. So that might also play a part.
However, we talk about the travel restrictions from a Borussia Dortmund English player. Jude Bellingham makes the squad. Now, I love this. This is kind of the next generation of your Steven Gerrard, your Frank Lampard, your kind of top quality holding central midfielder for England. What he's doing at the age of 17, he was fantastic at Birmingham, scouted by a number of top teams, went to Dortmund, which I think was truly the best move of his career. I do expect him to come back to England at some point. But James, what